Good morning everyone. This lecture is for class 11. The subject is physical education. We are going to continue with chapter number 4. The name of the chapter is physical education and sports or CWSN, children with special need. This is your lecture number 3. So in this lecture we are going to talk about the organizations which promote adaptive sports. In the last lecture we were talking about Special Olympic Bharat, which is one of the organization which promote and organizes games and sports for intellectual disability, children and adult both. And today's lecture we are going to talk about Paralympics. So Paralympic is a major international multi-sport event for the athletes with various disabilities. So it is a major, one of the biggest international, as it is organized at international level. International, right? Multi-sport. Why it is known as multi-sport? Because there are several different number, or you can say a large number of games and sports are organized. So there is like a large number of games or sports are organized, right? That is why it is known as multi-sport. And this is an event which is organized for, so it is a multi-sport event organized for people with various, athlete, not people, athlete with various disabilities. So as in the last lecture, when we were talking about the Special Olympic Bharat, we said that that particular game or that organization organizes games and sports for only intellectual disabilities. But when we talk about Paralympics, so Paralympic is a game in which there are several different disabilities which are taken care of, and athletes who are even have a physical disability or intellectual disability or visual disability. All these categories are taken care of by Paralympics, and there are several large number of games and sports are organized for them. So till here you might have understood that Paralympics is a major international event, a multi-sport event, which organizes the games and sports for athletes with various disabilities. And about these disabilities categories we are going to talk about further in the lecture, right? Moving towards the years when these games and sports or Paralympics actually started. So Paralympics started in 1960, right? In the year 1960 in Rome. So it started in 1960 in Rome. This is an important point. Please do learn the year and the very first place where Paralympics were organized. So it was 1960 in Rome. Paralympics are organized the same way as Olympics are organized. So Paralympics are held at every 4 years. So like there will be a gap of 4 years in each and every Paralympic, right? If it is in 2016, the next will be in 2020, the next will be in 2024. So this is the way how it goes on. Next thing is that Paralympics are governed by IPC. They are governed by IPC. So IPC is the International Paralympic Committee, and each and everything, the organizations of Paralympics, rules and regulations of different games and sports, rules and regulations for the athletes, the coaches, the officials, the date, venue, everything, each each and everything is actually governed by IPC only, right? So till here you might have understood everything. It is a multi-sport event at international level, right? Then the very first time these games were called Paralympics, that was the year 1988, when it was organized in Seoul, right? So before 1988, it was termed as the Games for Disabilities, or Disabilities Games in Sports, or International Games for Disabled, and after that, from 1988, it was known as Paralympics. Now, the same way as we know that in Olympics we have summer as well as our winter Olympics, right? So, in the same way we have for Paralympics also. So, these are the games which were organized in 1960 are the Summer Paralympics. Okay, these are the Summer Paralympics, right? So you can differentiate all the games like football, table tennis, track and field. All these games are held in Summer Paralympics, and games in which the winter season, or like ice skating, skiing, ice hockey, such kind of games are organized in Winter Paralympics. So next is our Winter Paralympics. And Winter Paralympics were started in 1976 in Sweden. Okay, so 1960 Rome Summer Paralympics, 1976 Sweden Winter Paralympics, right? This much you might have understood. Now moving towards the opening ceremony of Paralympic Games. So each and every Paralympic event or sport every 4 years have their own opening ceremony, and in this opening ceremony, the hosting country showcase their culture through the form of songs, through the form of dances, through the forms of different acts. And these opening ceremonies basically are for the entertainment of all the athletes who come and participate all together. It is also an event in where these games and sports are thought to be as open, right? So the Paralympic Games are the opening ceremony, right? Opening ceremony. Okay. So opening ceremony. Okay. So the first point which comes in opening ceremony is that there is march past. So the opening ceremony starts with the march past of all the athletes who come there to participate, and march past is done in the form or in a way of the alphabetical form of the language which is chosen by the country itself. So in this, for example, if we take English, right? So as we know, the alphabet of English is A, B, C, D. So when the athletes or the teams who enter, so they'll enter like all the countries whose name starts from A will enter first, then from B, then C, then D. The same way that we have the English dictionary, in the same way they are going to enter. So in the march past they enter in the alphabet form, right? So they enter in alphabet form. And it depends on the language of the chosen, which is chosen by the country. But as each and every country enters the stadium, the hosting team enters at the last. Okay. Okay. So the hosting team is going to enter in the end of the march past, right? Then there we have the oath taking ceremony. So there is this oath taking ceremony in which an individual or an athlete will hold the Paralympic flag and is going to say the oath, and the rest of the athletes are going to repeat after that person. So the oath taking ceremony will be there, in which they take oath that they are going to participate in the games and sports and are going to follow all the rules and regulation. They will be having that fair play, they will not cheat, and they will be loyal towards the game and the opponents and the officials as well, right? So after the oath taking ceremony, we have the flag hoisting. So the flag hoisting, right? The Paralympic flag is hoisted and the country's flag is also hoisted in the opening ceremony. Next will be the flame. So the flame will be lit. Okay, the flame will be lit, and this flame is same way brought from the Greece. They started from Greece only, and that whole way they take, and then the flame reaches the hosting country, and the flame is lit throughout the game and sports, right? During the full event, it might be of 10-15 days, whatever the duration is there, the flame is continuously lit. So okay, so we are just going to do it again. That Paralympic is the opening ceremony. In this, there is march past, in which each and every country enters in an alphabetic form, but the hosting team enters the last. The cultural, so the oath taking ceremony is there. Flag will be hoisted of the Paralympic. Flame will be lit. Sorry, we just left that. The cultural programs, as I said in the beginning itself. So the cultural programs will be there. Cultural programs, right? Okay. So after the opening ceremony, we are going to talk about the closing ceremony of the game. And this again, in the closing ceremony is mainly organized so that for the entertainment and for closing the games, for just the announcement to be made that the games are closed. So we are going to talk about the closing ceremony. And the only difference between the opening and the closing ceremony is the difference of the march past. As I said that in the opening ceremony, all the teams comes in an alphabetic form. But when there is this closing ceremony, there is no differentiation between the nations, between the players, between the nations, the athletes. But in this march past, each and every player come together without any differentiation. So they enter together in the stadium. Okay. So all the teams, all the players enter together in the stadium. They don't differentiate. They just come in a whole group, right? Then there will be cultural programs. Cultural programs will be there. The flame will be extinguished. Right? The flame will be extinguished as the games are over. The games will be announced to be closed. So the games are closed. Will be announced. Okay, right? And they will also take down or to defurl the flag. So flag will be taken down. Okay, so the closing ceremony, march past is done. In this march past, all the teams will enter together. The cultural programs will be there. Flame will be extinguished. Games will be closed and flag will be defrolled. Okay. So now moving towards the IPC. As I said in the starting, the beginning of the lecture, that we are going to discuss about IPC. IPC is the International Paralympic Committee. Right? We're going to talk about IPC, and IPC is the International Paralympic Committee. Okay, so this is the committee which takes care of everything, as I said before. So it is a global governing body of the Paralympic movement. So it is the global, like international, global governing body. This is a global governing body of Paralympics. As I said, each and everything which comes under Paralympic is to be taken care of by IPC or International Paralympic Committee only. So before moving towards the function, so it was established on 22nd September 1989. It was 22nd September 1989, right? The dates, see, in this chapter the dates are important. To learn all the dates very carefully, right? So it was established in 22nd September 1989 and its headquarters is in Bonn, Germany. Headquarters is in Bonn, Germany. Okay. So IPC, it is a global governing body for Paralympic Games. It was established in 22nd September 1989. The headquarters of International Paralympic Committee is in Bonn, Germany. Okay. Now the functions of IPC. The functions of IPC are that it organizes all the summer and winter Paralympics. As I said, summer and winter Paralympics, right? So it organizes summer and winter Paralympics. Okay, and it is also the international governing federation, or you can say it is also the federation for the international federation. It's also the international federation for 9 sports. So other than Paralympics, see, all the sports here, all the 9 sports which we are talking about are all related to the sports which are held for disabled individuals only, right? Sports. Okay. So it works as the governing body or international federation for 9 sports. There also it supervises and coordinates with all the rules and regulations and everything. It takes care of the rules and regulations of the game. Okay. It decides the venue and the date, so when and where it is to be held. Okay, what all games to be included? Games included or excluded. Okay, so all the games which they wanted to include or exclude, it is to be taken care by International Paralympic Committee only. The categories also. What all categories, disability categories are to be taken care of in the games and sports. So this is all the functions which are there. So it organizes summer and winter Paralympic sports. It is the international federation for 9 sports. All these 9 sports, again I am telling you, all these 9 sports are the sports which are organized for different disabilities. All the rules and regulations regarding all the sports too are modified or made by IPC only. When and where the venue and the date is to be organized or decided by IPC. Games which are to be included or excluded and the categories which are to be included or excluded from these games are decided by IPC only. Now moving towards the category of Paralympic Games. So basically there are 3 categories, right? There is physical, intellectual and visual category. So the categories. Categories are the physical category is there, visual, and intellectual also. Okay. So in the physical categories, there are several different other subdivided categories are there. So as few of the examples are impaired muscle power, in which an individual is not going to have the muscle power, or this is a kind of disability which will not come when you do strengthening training or some kind of gym, but because their muscles are made in that way that there is this impaired muscle power. Okay. Then there is impaired flexibility, you can say, or you can also say the range of motion. So there is this impaired flexibility. Okay. Or if anybody is having a loss of limb. Okay. Then when we talk about the visual, all the categories which come under visual are taken under Paralympics, and intellectual also. But we need to keep one thing in mind. See, when we talk about visual, I'll tell you the example. Like there are people, those who are partially blind, those who are fully blind, right? So it depends on the different categories which is made by Paralympic, and accordingly the people or the athletes are going to participate. In intellectual, when we talk about intellectual disability, we need to take care of one thing, that each and every individual who has intellectual disability, is not able to participate in all the games and sports. So there are very few games for intellectual disabled individuals in Paralympics, very few games for them. And though there are several games for both the categories, which is physical and visual, but yes, in many of the games and sports, they can't include the individual, those who have intellectual disability. So this is the end for Paralympics, and we are going to start with Deaflympics. So as the word, you might be understanding that Deaflympics. So Deaflympics means it is a game and sport for deaf people who can't listen. Okay. So next is our Deaflympics. So Deaf Olympics is the first tournament which was organized at international level for any disability category, as it was started in 1924. So it was started in 1924. So it is the very first one, and it was started in 1924 in Paris. Okay. So basically, as the name I said, it is mainly organized for people, those who have hearing problem, those who are deaf, and it was started in 1924 in Paris, right? So this is the second oldest multi-sport after Olympics, and it is the fastest growing games. And as I said, this is the first sporting event for disabled also. So from 1924 to 1965, it was known as World Games for Deaf. I'll write it here. So from 1924 to 1965, it was known as World Games for Deaf. Okay. From 1966 to 1999, it was known as World Games, World Silent Games. Then afterwards, and it was also known as Silent Games or International Games for Deaf. So all these names were given to them. Okay. So then in 2001, it was known as Deaf Olympics. So in 2001, it was known as Deaf Olympics. Okay. Understood? Deaf Olympics, people those who are deaf. It was started in 1924. The name was given in 2001. So you need to take care of one thing, that Deaf Olympics are the kind of games in which the gunshots, all these kind of things are not there. Like as you might have seen in track and field and other games also, that they say on your mark set, and then there is a gunshot, right? So in Deaf Olympics, because these people cannot hear, so different visual signals are given to them. They can be a flag signal or a color signal or something like that. So all the visual signals are to be given for the people, those who are competing in Deaf Olympics. So now we are going to talk about the homework for this lecture. So you might have understood everything. So the homework is, question number 1 is, what is Paralympics? Okay. Question number 2, write down about the closing ceremony of Paralympics. So closing ceremony, you have to explain the closing ceremony of Paralympics. Okay. Question number 3 is, explain IPC. Explain IPC. And the last question is, question number 4 is, explain Deaf Olympics. So you need to explain about Deaf Olympics here. Explain IPC, you need to write down when it started, where the headquarters is. Okay, and the closing ceremony, you might have understood what you have to write. You can write in points also. If you want to write in paragraph, you can write in paragraph also. So this is the homework for this lecture. Now we are going to discuss the homework which was given in lecture number 2. So in that lecture, the very first question was the oath of Special Olympic Bharat. So the homework for lecture 2. So answer for the first is that the oath is, let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. So you have to write the same, let me win. But if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. Okay. Answer of the second question is, it provides sports training. Sports training is provided, right? First point. Second, it organizes sports competition. Sports competition are organized. Next point. It provides opportunities. Okay. So these are the mission of Special Olympic Bharat. And the last question was, write any 2 benefits of Special Olympic. The first benefit, it provides physical fitness. Okay, the first one. And the second one is, it also improves your motor skill. Improves motor skill, right? This is the end of your lecture. Thank you.